Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. For this week's video, I am going to be doing a Sims 4 base game Victorian home. I am only using the base game, so essentially this build is free if you have the Sims 4 downloaded. It is a 2-bedroom, 3.5 bedroom home built in the world of Willow Creek, right next to the Pancake residence. And the color scheme I went for this home is blue and brown, and that is because I wanted it to fit with the color schemes that come with the Strangerville pack, which has a lot of Victorian items. So if you have that pack and you want to make this build look a little bit less basic or a little bit more accurate, you can obviously insert those items at your if you want to. I decided to do a base game build because I haven't done one of these in a while, so I hope you enjoy it. We are currently in the front foyer of this home. I wanted to keep it accurate with the floor plan being kind of closed off. There's not really too many open concept Victorian homes that I could see online. So we are just going to be working on the living space now, and then I do make a wall separating into the office slash study, maybe even slash the parlor. I guess it's not really like a parlor. Maybe this would be the parlor area, but this room does have access to the backyard, and we're going to just be making it nice and blue. I was trying to go for more like calming colors in here. Kind of went for like the bold colors outside. So we are just going to be adding some curtains and going to be adding a little chair in the corners to kind of have it be like a nice conversation piece back here. So now we're going to be adding the doorway into the office slash study, and I do make a custom doorway by combining two doors from the base game. It did remind me of a doorway we have in the Strangerville pack, so I was trying kind of imitating that. So we are just going to be adding a chair for the desk, and you saw I added a bookshelf to that little straight part, and I didn't want to add it into like the turret part of the room because of all the windows. And this home actually does have a secret third level in the attic or above the kids' bedroom, which I will not be showing you, so that's why I'm telling you now. And I don't really have any like access to play in that space. I just kind of like made it to forget and then I kind of forgot about it. So if you want to have an attic space or an additional space if you play in this home, you can totally do that. I have it kind of decorated as a like cluttered attic area. So we are just going to be adding an art easel. I didn't add any computers into this house because I wanted it to be somewhat time accurate, and I know I probably could have used the typewriter computer from Cottage Living, but I wanted to make this a base game build. So we are just going back into the main living room area, and I do add a little drawing table for the kid in this area because I didn't really know what else to put in this corner, and I wanted to have some sort of like skill building useful item, something other than a plant. So we do put that plant in another location of this home. So we are just going to be adding that drawing table now. I thought it was really cute to have like a kid's drawing table with like next to the like adult or teen drawing easel. So we are going to be going into the kitchen now, and this kitchen is one of the weirdest shaped kitchens I have ever done, and I know it's kind of because I made it smaller at the beginning of the video, so I didn't have like that much to work with. So it's very snake-like in this kitchen, but I did want to keep the custom doorway going into this room as I have in the rest of the hallway. So we are going to be adding some wallpaper. I did Google what like time appropriate tile in kitchen would be appropriate, and this is pretty similar to what I saw, but I did want to have this kitchen accurate, but it was also kind of hard because like things from like HGTV were popping up, and I'm like, okay, this is like very staged. This is very like picturesque. I want to like see like a actual real life picture of a Victorian kitchen, and so we are just gonna be adding some decorations onto the cabinets, wanting to not like overclutter since it is such a fun shaped. I wanted there to obviously be a lot of space for your Sims to prep food, maybe cook together. So there's at least two spots in this kitchen where your Sims can prepare food. So we are just going to be doing a little bit of rearranging and going into the half bath on the main floor. This is a just very simple space for your Sims. I don't know. It's very simple 2x2 bathroom off of the kitchen, so it's not really like too guest accessible, but at least the guests don't have to go all the way upstairs to use the bathroom. And now we are in the dining room, and I just want to point out the floral wallpaper. Recently, me and my mom went to go visit my great grandma, and her dining room, she still lives in her home that she raised all her kids in, but her dining room has this floral wallpaper, and when I saw that, I'm like, wait, this is like still in style. I want to make a dining room with floral wallpaper, and this isn't like really accurate to what my great grandma has in her dining room, but it is the only floral wallpaper that is with the base game, so I feel like I checked the little mark off of making a floral dining room based off of my great grandma's dining room. So we are just going to be adding a rug, and that room was pretty quick. It is also pretty small, so it went by really fast. But now you're on the backyard area. I wanted to do this area before I went to the second level, which is where the bedrooms are. So I'm just going to be adding some skill building items back here and going to be adding a lot of planter boxes. I did want to add this monkey bar set, but it was just too small, and so we are just going to be adding some planter boxes. I feel like there's a better use of space for this back here because the monkey bars were too big, the backyard was too small, and so now we are going to be heading on over to the side. Was where I have the chess table and art easel, and then I have a telescope on the back porch. So hopefully your Sims are protected if there are any meteorites falling from the sky. So we are going to be making a little seating area and going to be finishing up this space with just a little lamp or light on the table. And now we are on the second level of this home. So first we're going to be working on a little like landing area. I do have this area pretty small because of I wanted there to be like a open look down area from this balcony, so there was just a little bit of space for decorations up here, but I feel like it turned out pretty well. I do match the runner from like the main hallway area to this second level, so we are just going to be adding some pictures, and I wanted to keep everything accurate to this time period, like I keep saying. And so, luckily, there are some older looking pictures that could be like a relative, and this home has just been like passed down from generations. So now we are in the kids' bedroom, which is a nice bright yellow theme, and I wanted to keep this very gender neutral. It could easily be a teen bedroom as well. So first, we're starting off with the bed, and I do add a side table as well. And this was kind of like the tricky part is like, wait, do I want it to be on the left side or do I want it to be on the right side? I end up putting it on the left side, so there is room for a desk and chair to go in this room. So we are just going to be adding a dresser. This room is pretty simple and small, so it's a very quick to do, but if you do want to have a like third level secret passageway, you can add a ladder and then your Sims will have access to a special turret area. I was actually asking Google or Gemini to come up with ideas to put in the turret, but the ideas were like an unexpected gamer room, and I'm like, no, I want to try to keep this accurate to a time period, so that's why I just designed it to be like an empty attic space. So if you want to make it into a unexpected gamer hangout, totally can. I'm just going to be switching around these mirrors and going to be adding a few things onto this dresser. And I do use the same dresser in the primary suite, and I switch out the dresser and side table in here so it's like a nice matching set. So if you want to see the final version of this room, make sure to stay towards the end of the video for the screenshots. And now we are just going to be adding a few more things onto the dresser. I got a little sidetracked. I decided to add a fishbowl because I didn't know what else to add, and I know that isn't the safest thing for fish to be in, is a nice clear bowl like that. They need filters, they need chlorine in, or not chlorine, conditioner in their waters. I had a friend who had a lot of fish at one point, and they all lived in this friend's bedroom. So it was a very fun time, and so I've seen how to properly clean a fish tank a few times because that's what we would do sometimes and hang out and clean fish tanks. So we are just going to be working on the bathroom that would be servicing this bedroom. And I guess if your Sims don't want their guests to be walking through the kitchen, they would also be using this bathroom. So this bathroom is large, but I feel like it was like kind of hard because I knew like items needed to be against the wall. So it was like, is there like too much space in the middle of this room? And like I know I could like had items like in the middle of the room, but it's just like how realistic would that be? So we are just going to be finishing up the right side of the house and now working on the back side of the house, which is the primary suite or the master bedroom. So we are going to be adding a nice little bed and going to be adding some artwork. This is just a very simple bedroom, and the nice thing about doing a base game only build is that your search time is quicker. So I do reuse some of these items, but it was because there's like not that many options, which was kind of nice. So we are just going to be switching out the style of the dressers, going to making a little seating area in this bedroom because I feel like I needed something in the corner of this room. So we are going to be adding some lights onto the side tables and going to be adding some wall sconces down to the main hall area, the grand foyer. And so we're just going to be adding some items onto the dresser, going to be using the filter Queen Anne, and that kind of helped get some time accurate pieces into this home. So we are just going to be adding some artwork and going into the final space, which is the primary bedroom. This is a very skinny and narrow area, and so it was kind of fun to design such a skinny space. And so we are going to be finishing up this video, so I hope you all enjoyed watching. If you haven't yet, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you so much to those who have already subscribed. It means so much to me. We're at 131 subscribers. I cannot believe how many there are of you, and I can't wait to see where this YouTube journey takes me. And I hope to see you all next week for another Sims 4 video. Bye!